Hey y'all, Zach McDonald, your real estate agent with Real Property Associates, and today we're gonna do a Seattle real estate news breakdown, and the article title for this breakdown is New Home Listings Pending Sales Up in Seattle Month Over Month Amid the Pandemic. So the Seattle Post-Intelligencer has been putting out a lot of real estate content recently, and a lot of it's, I'd say, pretty surface level if we take it at face value, pretty short articles, but trying to kind of get eyeballs onto the page. A lot of people are curious what's going on in the real estate market, what's going on with home prices. In this article, we're going to talk about the new listings coming on the market, the increase in pending sales here recently, because we have seen a little shift again in the market, I would say in a positive direction, but we'll go through this article a little bit and I'll share some thoughts and context, maybe add a little bit of perspective as we go through. So the article starts off with the novel coronavirus pandemic may have caused some sellers and buyers in the Seattle housing market to take a step back and hold off on their plans to move, which is certainly true. We've talked about that a little bit here over the past few weeks in some of the other news breakdowns I've done, as well as in those market update videos that I do every month. We've definitely seen some people sitting on the sidelines, buyers and sellers. The article continues saying, but it appears that the Seattle housing market is starting to bounce back again with a rise in newly pending sales and new listings compared to last month, which is true as well. We're seeing more homes coming on the market. We're also seeing more homes going off the market. There's not a lot to sell. That's something that we've been talking about. Inventory has stayed really low in the pandemic, which I think has been helping contribute to the prices staying firm and even increasing in a lot of cases. But what we're seeing is we're seeing more homes coming on the market, but at the same time, we're seeing more pending sales. So we're still keeping that really tight inventory numbers. The article continues, in Seattle, newly pending sales are up 24% month over month, according to data from Zillow for the week ending on May 23rd. Compared to the previous week, new pending sales are up about 6%, showing a steady increase week over week. So what we're seeing here in the Zillow data, and we're seeing this in the MLS data as well, right? A lot of it's similar, is that there are more homes coming on the market. And I'm experiencing this in real time. I've had a few buyers that have been a little bit more picky on what they want, or at least their location, and there just hasn't been very much coming on. And then all of a sudden, there's like 10 new houses to filter through. So we're kind of seeing a little bit of a flood of new listings, maybe people that were sitting out, or just finally got to the point where they're like, you know what, we just got to go ahead and move forward with our sale because this is just the world that we're in right now. So there have been more houses coming on the market, but interestingly, we're still seeing more and more sales. So it's still competitive. It's not like we're getting a break from the competition with all the new listings, because the amount of people that are out there still trying to buy are keeping up. So continuing to move through this article, the number of new listings on the market is also slowly going up month over month, though total listings remain down significantly from 2019. New for sale listings are up 14% in Seattle compared to last month, according to the data, but new listings are down 20% year over year, with the total for sale listings down about 46% year over year. Now, we just talked about this in the most recent market update, how we're starting to see more new listings coming on, but 46% down new listings year over year. That's substantial, super substantial. Now, if we map back to 2018 and 2017, we're a lot closer to what the numbers looked like back then, but we're still lower than that. So even in our tightest market that we have even less inventory. Thankfully, I think for just in general, we have had buyers as well sitting on the sidelines, which hasn't made prices shoot up astronomically. But I think that is a big contributing factor to the reason that prices have remained steady here in Seattle. According to this article, it appears that the same trends are true nationally. Newly pending sales across the country are up 41% month over month. As well, national inventory remains low, with total listings down 23% year over year. All right, so sweet. Everybody else in the country is experiencing similar things to us. Fewer houses on the market, and also fewer total listings on the market. The article wraps up here with a few statements that they actually have had in a previous article that I reviewed last week, but they are ending it saying that local real estate agents have said because of low inventory in Seattle area housing market, that people looking to sell their homes can expect to face less competition from sellers and will likely have multiple offers from buyers. Buyer demand remains strong as low interest rates continue to be an incentive. Local agents also predict an increase in the number of people who will start to put their homes on the market as the state moves forward with this reopening plan throughout the summer. And definitely true. I think it's interesting that they wrote this article to begin with because it's a lot of similar information to one they talked about last week, especially bringing in these quotes in this context because they literally interviewed local real estate agents in that article. But with that being said, there are definitely fewer houses on the market, which is causing more competition on the ones that are currently on the market because there are still a lot of buyers out there. And what this means for the sellers is that you are likely in multiple offer situations. Buyers, it also means you're likely in multiple offer situations. So if you see something that you like, you really need to be decisive. And one thing I'm experiencing more than normal, so traditionally when the market's hot, you see sellers put an offer review date or publish an offer review date. Right now, we're seeing a lot of sellers not honoring their offer review date. So previously, in 2017-18, when the market was really hot and we had offer review dates, almost every seller waited until the offer review date to review offers. Because if you take an offer right away, you might miss out on 2 or 3 other buyers that are willing to do crazy things to get your house. I think right now what we're seeing is people are a little bit nervous. They're putting their house on the market. They know that there's competition. There's more buyers than sellers, but at the same time, they're nervous and there's a little bit more uncertainty. So what I'm seeing right now is when I'm working with sellers, they're a little bit more willing to take that offer ahead of time. But I'm also trying to coach them through this because there is a psychological impact with the coronavirus. And I would hate for somebody to take less money for their house than they could get, right? But sometimes that sure bet's really nice. If you're working with buyers, so I'm seeing this on the buyer side, we have to act quickly, and sometimes we can make an offer right away. Maybe it's a little bit above asking, or maybe we do something with the terms. But we can get an offer in right away and skip the competition because the seller's like, whew, okay, I got an offer, let's take it. So I think there's a lot of coaching needed. For buyers that I'm working with, I'm telling them, hey, we need to be really decisive because maybe we could snag a house at the asking price and not wait till the offer review date and compete. But at the same time, if we're not decisive and we wait too long, somebody else might take quick action and get the house. So we're not seeing the same level of honor in the real estate market, if you want to call it that. People are not sticking to what they said. So sellers, when they traditionally would wait for that offer review date, are not honoring it, which means for a buyer, you need to be a little bit more decisive and willing to act really quickly. Thanks so much for watching this real estate news breakdown. If you made it to the end, that means that you found at least some value in it. So please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this video, please share it with them.